Hello my loves, it's Kat, how are you? So today we have another pick a card, and today's pick a card is a winter of 2023 and 2024 reading. So that will be December of 2023 and January and February of 2024. So I'm gonna keep it very open. Whatever comes through we're gonna take a look at, and yeah, so all you need to do is to choose a card or a crystal. You can also choose multiple cards or crystals, or even listen to all of them. That is completely legal, and that is something I often do myself. So yeah, so we have a card number one with rose quartz. Now this is looking super bright to me, but I'm hoping it will look better on the screen. And then we have card number two with crackle quartz, and card number three with blue lace agate. So when you have made your decision, go down to the description box to find your timestamp. I will give you a few seconds to decide, and when you're ready, I will see you at your reading. Ready? Let's go. Hello my beautiful pile number one. So you chose the rose quartz and spring awakening. So I'm gonna read the little story from the little book as usual. I'm gonna keep holding the card in case you want to look at it. So the story is in Finnish, but I'm gonna translate it for you. So, herääminen. Kevään keijon saatat usein nähdä ensimmäisten lumikellojen aikaan. Vielä kylmän viiman puhaltaessa ilmojen halki ja lumen rippeiden taistellessa olemassaolostaan, lumikellot puskevat tiensä ylös harmaasta, kylmästä maasta. Kohmeisia siipien vetristellessään kevään keiju ihastelee maasta työntäviä vihertäviä versoja. Ensimmäinen merkki toivosta ja tulevasta lämmöstä on noussut esiin. So I'm gonna try to translate this. This is a difficult one, but I think I can do it. So, okay. You may often see the the fairy of spring, as the very first snowballs rise. And the snowballs push through the rest of the snow, their way up from the grey cold ground as the very shivering cold wind rushes through the air. As the fairy of spring stretches her frozen wings, she looks at the green sprouts pushing through the ground. The very first sign of hope and coming warmth has risen. So, here is what I see for you. Oh, well, actually, let me think for a moment. Let me sit in this energy. This is such beautiful energy. I very rarely get to sit in it. I'm just gonna take myself a second. This is one of those. All I hear is, it's time to butterfly. It's time to butterfly. And I think it's hold on, I think it's a Selena Gomez song, and she even has this poem in the beginning, and in the song lyrics she says it's time to butterfly, but hold on, how does it go? Crap, I don't remember. I'm gonna read it, I'm gonna find it, and I'm gonna read it for you. 1 second. So it goes. I dive into the future, but I'm blinded by the sun. I'm reborn in every moment, so who knows what I'll become. So this is the Selena Gomez Revival song, and I love that. It's one of my favorites. You know, like, some people are like Swifties and I don't know, into Miley Cyrus or something. I'm more of a Selena Gomez kind of gal myself. Definitely. I love her. But yeah, okay. So that is what I feel for you. This is this is such good energy too. Like this is, you know, those moments when you're like pushing through and pushing through and pushing through. You have no idea if it's ever gonna work out. You have no idea what you're really doing, or if you're doing everything for nothing. But then you realize, then suddenly you see the results. Like it hits you in the face. Like, my God, I was doing something and I didn't know if it was gonna work. I didn't see any progress, but now, wow, oh my God, I did this. So this is kind of like a, like, I almost feel like you're in the cocoon. Like, I don't know if I'm ever gonna get out of here. And not all butterflies do. Some of them never get out of the cocoon. It's kind of like their final test. They need to be strong enough to get out. And I feel like you had that moment. Like, I don't know if I'm ever gonna get out of here. And then you push through and you were blinded by the sun. Oh my God. This is already my favorite pile, and I'm crying almost because I'm just so happy for you. You really do deserve this. And I feel like it's been such a long time coming. Like, you've been doing this forever, it feels like. And you're finally making it through. This is, yes. I love this. I really love this. I have tears in my eyes currently. I'm not fully crying, but I have like happy tears in my eyes because I feel so relieved. I feel so relieved. There is this, like, I can breathe again. Like, I can breathe. Like, it's not done. It's not over. But now you know that it's actually working. Like, okay, imagine kind of like, so this is an example. This is an example. Imagine you're trying to lose weight and you keep showing up for yourself, you keep going to the gym, you don't really see any progress though. You've been doing this for days, weeks and months, and you don't really see any progress. And then one day you zip up your pants and you button it up and they just fall to the ground. That is what I feel. And then you realize, like, oh my God, like it works. It did work. I didn't see the results, but now my pants won't stay up. Like, it's that sort of feeling here. Something like that is happening for you. And for some of you, I feel like you're getting out. You're getting out. Like, I keep this is so stupid. Oh my God. I'm being taken to a time of my life where I quit a job after 5 days because it was horrible. And I called my friend, who this friend had been like hyping me up, like, you can do this, you have a plan, you know exactly what you're gonna say, like, you can do this. And then when it was done, when I was over, I left my badge and I left my work clothes and whatever, you know, they had given me, and I left them. And when I was out of the building, I ran a little while away so that they couldn't hear me from a window or anything, and I called my friend and I said, Master has given Dobby a sock. Dobby is free. Oh God. I haven't thought of that. I haven't thought of that moment in a long time. Oh my God. Oh my God. So yeah. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm giggling. That was so stupid, but anyway. That's what it feels like to me. Like, for some of you, like, you're getting out of something. Like, I feel like for some of you it could be a job that you hate, or ending a friendship that, you know, made you feel worse, like, so bad, and you finally tell them, or you block them or something, and you're like free of them. Or maybe it could also be a relationship, or it could also be an addiction. Like you're finally free from addiction, or you finally decide that I'm gonna, you know, I'm just gonna stay sober from now on. Or oh shit, okay. So that might have been I dropped my cards. So some of you may take that as a confirmation. So it could have been something that I said, or it could have been something that you just thought in that exact moment when I fumbled and dropped my cards. So yeah, think back. What was your thought when that happened? I often, when I'm listening to tarot readings, whenever there is a click or a bang or a notification, I always immediately go back to what was I thinking? What is this confirming? Because for me, that ding, like that ding, it's kind of like true. That's true. Like whatever you're thinking, that is true, or it's manifesting or something. So go back to that moment. What were you thinking? But yeah, there is this feeling of freedom coming through on the other side. Like what I'm seeing here, like what the spirit guides are giving me, they're giving me a long ass tunnel with light at the end. But as I come out of the tunnel, it's blinding. I'm blinded by the sun, as it was in the poem. I'm blinded by the sun. And then when my eyes get used to the light, I realize that I'm actually on a beach. Like I'm on this beautiful beach alone, and there are these birds and the ocean making these, I don't know, gushing sounds. I don't know what they're called, but you know, like that is what I'm seeing for you. You're coming out on the other side. You're no longer in the tunnel. You're coming out. And you find yourself on the most magnificent beach you've ever laid your eyes on. And you're at peace. That's the thing. Yeah, you're at peace. I feel like that is what the ocean represents. It represents peace. Being at peace with yourself. Being alone. Looking at the magnificent ocean that is just... Actually, I've been shuffling these cards for a very long time, so I think I'm gonna switch to another deck, because I feel like maybe I'm supposed to get some information first from this other deck. Guess what? I just saw there was a card like this in the middle, and it said yes. So I guess that was for me. I did take that sign correctly, and that is just too many, so I'm gonna shuffle again. I'm really excited for you. I don't know what this thing is or what you've been through, but it's almost like, another way to describe this is like being depressed for a very long time, and then, I don't know, getting some like anxiety medication or something, and it suddenly helps or something, or I don't know, something. We got organic foods. Dear Archangel, oh my god, dear Archangel Raphael, thank you for supporting my desire to consume and use organic products. So that is a message for some of you, that you need to look into the foods that you are consuming and make them organic. That is it could be that you are sensitive to something, and it would help, actually. I keep hearing like another, so I'm just gonna take another card. What is it that you still have to say? What do they need to know? Crap. Oh my god, they really have a lot to say to you. So, oh my god. Chill. Take an American chill pill. Why don't you? How I Met Your Mother. I hope you caught that. Pile number 1. What is it that you need them to heal, to change? Okay, we got another. Oh my god. We got 2 more. That's fine. That's fine. We got good night's sleep. Dear Archangel Raphael, thank you for helping me relax and sleep deeply, for I know that you're guiding, healing, and protecting me while I rest. Yeah. And then hydration. Dear Archangel Raphael, thank you for motivating me and guiding me to drink more water so that my health, energy, and appetite stay at the optimal levels throughout each day. So yeah, so this is kind of like a holy trinity to feeling better, like good food, sleep, hydration. And yeah, so I feel like you may have been neglecting your physical health. I feel like it could be, I'm sorry, I'm just gonna adjust my seat. I like to sit with one leg under me, if you know what I mean. And you know, it keeps slipping, so I often have to get up and sit back down. I'm sorry, am I giving you a lot of irrelevant information? Sorry about that. So, yeah, so what I feel like, you may have been neglecting your physical health for a while, but I feel like you didn't do that on purpose. You could have been like super stressed, or you just didn't feel up to it. Like sometimes, like I suffer with depression, and when it's really bad, like I don't shower. I don't shower. And it's not because I don't want to or can't, or it's not something I want to do for some reason. We have card 18, communication. And look at her too, like she's releasing something. What are those like ghosts in the smoke? Take a look at that. They're like ghosts, and she's releasing, and she's like, be free, get out of here. I don't know. I also feel like you may have been doing a lot of shadow work, or you're being called to do that. And I remember I was reading, I had a lot of like readings where I was told that, oh, I see you've been doing a lot of shadow work. No, I haven't. I didn't know how to do that. Like I didn't know how to do shadow work. And then when I looked into it, I realized like, yeah, I've been doing that my entire life actually. It's like, for example, when you're feeling triggered or you feel emotions, you feel them and you study them and you find out where they are from. How did you get this way? Like, where do they originate? And do you still identify with them? Like, you know, like, are they something that you could let go of? And if you want to do shadow work, my suggestion is to find, there are a lot of like journal prompts on Pinterest. That's where I find them personally. And I just go through them one by one and I really think about them. And I would recommend like spend time with each question, because I often notice that the first question that I have, it's often not the right one. Like I often like when I think about it at first and I have an answer, then I think about that answer, I'm like, no, I think that's a lie actually. I think it's actually something else. And I dig really deep into it, super deep. We have release at the back of the deck. I'm not surprised. That is also, this is the death card actually. I just heard take it, so there we go, I'm taking it. Yeah, so yeah, something is ending, you're getting out of the tunnel. This is like one of those happy endings, like I just heard happily ever after. Like this is an ending that you've been hoping for, waiting for, praying for, and now it's here. I feel like it's actually starting in December. I see a lot of darkness in December for you, but it's not the bad kind, it's the healing kind. Kind of like isolating and healing in the dark. Figuring who you are, who you want to be, and what you need to do to become that. We have 5 of Water, disappointment, regret, and forgiveness. 5 of Water is often also it describes depression to me often, but this card here, this is more like hopelessness. And the funny thing is, this is kind of like she has spilled some milk, obviously, and you know, it's not that serious. Like spilling milk, it's not that serious, is it? Like, just, you know, milk isn't super expensive, so you can always buy a new carton, like if that's really what you want. But I feel like it's more like too many things at the same time. Like, you know, when a lot of things are happening and then there's that one silly thing that breaks you because it's just too much. That one straw that broke the camel's back. And I feel like you've been feeling that a lot lately. And I'm telling you, it's ending now. I feel like December is going to be hard for you. I don't know if it's because of the season. Maybe it's triggering you in some way. Like maybe you have some childhood memories surrounding Christmas and you don't really enjoy it. But I feel like you are going to enjoy this one. Because you're healing that part of yourself. It doesn't have to do anything with Christmas though. But I feel like you will be healing a lot in yourself. And you're kind of like free to move on. We have King of Water. Excellent, excellent. I was hoping for this. Compassionate, understanding, trustworthy. The King of Water is a person who is very in tune with his emotions. He is in control over them. He doesn't suppress them. He deals with his emotions and he releases them in a healthy way. I feel like you've been holding a lot in and it's finally coming out. It's bursting out of you because you've been pushing it down for so long, and now you're using that. You are using shadow work to release those emotions, to release those, because I feel like you have a lot of trauma. And as someone who has a traumatic childhood, I know how hard it can be. I'm gonna tell you a little bit about myself, actually. Not about my trauma though, because maybe I'm not ready to, but I have some childhood trauma that has resulted in some, you know, like, well, mental health issues and disorders. But I've been doing some shadow work lately, and I recently opened up some memories that I didn't know I had. Like, it's almost like a package of memories just got unlocked, and now I have a lot of more memories from my childhood, not all of them good. And now that they are here, I have to process them. I often, this is how I've been doing it, in case this is something that you are going through at the moment. This is how I'm dealing with them. I have made a playlist of songs I used to listen to around that time. So for me it was Pink, the I'm Not Dead album, and it was Fergie, and it was Black Eyed Peas, and some, well, I don't remember all of them, but you know, like, yeah. Anyway, early 2000 music. And I put on that playlist. I close my eyes. Now I'm in a safe place. I have this corner in my room where well, where I meditate, I have this like, it's like a canopy or something, like curtains and stuff, and that is where I hide. I close the curtains and I'm inside and I hide in there basically. I hide in there with my feelings, and I put on that music and I start going through those memories. I start going through them. I cry while I go through them, and new memories pop up as I go through them. And let me tell you something. It's not enough that you go through this just once or twice. You have to go through these memories and cry them out and feel those emotions many times before you're actually physically ready to let them go. And you just notice that you're letting go of them when the loop gets shorter and shorter and shorter. When you have processed those, some of those memories and emotions, they don't come into that loop anymore. They are processed and the loop gets shorter and shorter. If you know what I mean. Like, you don't have as much memories to process anymore. Like, that is what happens. Yeah. Sorry, I'm thinking some more. So yeah, that is something that I would suggest that you do. And doing those shadow work journal prompts, and really think of the answers, like really properly think through them. And yeah, I feel like that is going to help you a lot in this process. I feel like this release, this thing, this is happening whether you like it or not. It's happening anyway, regardless. It's happening anyway. But you can make it easier for yourself. You can make it faster. You can make it more enjoyable if you go through these emotions. It's gonna be hard. It's gonna be so hard, but it's gonna be easier every single time. And yeah, and you will feel so free. I have now done it only a few times and I feel so much better already. I feel so good, and I'm putting a lot of things to rest from my past. Like, I have a lot of things that used to trigger me so badly that I would be in rage just because of that one memory. And I'm now finally finding my peace with those things, and this is helping me go through. And these three things, these remind you that, you know, don't forget about your physical body. And I feel like that is actually something that is also happening. You're feeling more connected to your body. It's almost like your past and your present are kind of like working together. And I don't know. Hard to explain. It makes sense in my brain, but I don't have the words to describe that. But yeah, don't forget about your physical body. It needs some attention too. And I feel like a lot of you will be healing your relationship with food, because I feel like for a lot of us who have a bad relationship with food, it comes from childhood. And okay, I'm gonna tell another one from my past. Like, when I was a young kid, like under 10 years old, I didn't have a problem with overeating or binge eating or anything. I was like completely fine with like sweets and chocolate, and I used to hide, like, I used to hide them, but more like protect them. They were like something, they were like treasure. Okay, so this sounds really bad, but I was like saving them for later. That is what I meant. I was saving them for later. And then one day I didn't do that anymore. Like, everything I had, I would consume. And food and chocolate especially, it was the only thing that would make me feel happy. And people used to shame me for eating a lot, so I would then hide and eat them in my room and stuff like that. So for me, what happened was, when I was 11, my body started to change, and it started to change really fast. And people around me, my mom, my stepmom, my grandmother, and people like people in school, they started to notice, and they started to call me fat because I was growing boobs. And my stepmother and grandmother and mother were like, just make sure that you don't get fat, like that is, don't get fat, don't eat that much. And they started to shame like how I ate and what I ate, and that is where it began. Like people started to shame my body, shame the way I was eating, and that is where it started. And now I'm making peace with that. I'm making peace with it, and I'm already seeing a lot of results. Like my relationship with food, it's not perfect yet, but it's getting so much better. I don't feel shame when I eat anymore. Not like that, not like how I used to. I don't hide that I'm eating. And I can save for later now, you know? Like I can just think like, you know, like I'm not feeling it right now, but I'll have it later. Like that was unheard of like a couple of years ago. Anyway, moving on. I'm sorry your reading is getting really long, but I feel like these are really important messages, and I feel like honestly you could use some help, because this transformation transition that is happening for you, it's something that I've gone through. So I know the process, I know how hard it will be, and I'm just trying to give you all the possible tools that you can use. And some, you know, compassion. Like, I know what you're going through. We got the Six of Earth, charity, generosity, windfall. So I feel like this is not just about money. This is a lot of things are starting to work in your favor when you start working through these problems. It could be that you have the same way some people have a bad relationship with food, you may have a bad relationship with money, and that might be something that you are about to fix with this shadow work, with this transformation that you're doing. It's almost like you're awakening, like you're waking up again, like you're waking up to live again. Now we're gonna have this one last final card for you. So this is advice for your current situation. We've had a lot of advice for you, but this is just some extra, maybe words of confirmation, whatever comes through. Oh, that was fast. Okay, we have Princess of Summer. So this is Page of Cups. A new relationship or emotional experience, invitations. Oh, a new relationship or emotional experience, invitations to social events. A compassionate friend you can share your current concerns with. So you will be also healing your relationship with people, and I feel like you will be finding people. Finding your soul tribe, or finding your true love. I like to call it a true love instead of a soulmate. I don't know, I just like it. It's more like a fairy tale thing, I suppose. But yeah, you have a lot of things coming for you. You're saying goodbye to your old self, and that is also that is surprisingly hard actually, because the price of the new you is the old you. We have to exchange the old you to get the new version of you, basically. And that is a surprisingly difficult thing to do. But you will be gaining so much in return. So much. You will feel free, you will feel powerful, you're in tune with your emotions. Your past doesn't haunt you anymore. It doesn't haunt you anymore. It's almost like, you know, it's kind of like, you know, in a dream or something, or, you know, pain is always often described like this. Like pain, no matter how fast you run, pain always follows you. The pain of the past, it will always be just behind you. But if you stop and you turn around, pain stands still too. And then you look at it, you look at each other, you have a conversation, and you know, you talk it through, pain will transform into something better. Or go hunt someone else. Anyway, I'm sorry this reading got a little bit long. I wasn't gonna do it this long, but you know, a lot of messages for you. I truly hope you're gonna feel better. Please try the things I told you. If this resonated with you, please try those things. You know, journaling, those shadow work prompts, and then meditating and going through your emotions and memories. And I know it's gonna be hard. You can do it in very tiny steps, or you can do it. I did it for the first time I did it for like 2 hours because it was just that deep. I couldn't stop until I had gone through all of them. And then it just gets shorter and shorter and shorter every time because you've done the work. So yeah, this is what I had for you. I really hope you enjoyed. Let me know how this resonated with you, and I hope I see you in my next one. Bye! Hello, my beautiful pile number 2. So you chose the Crackle quartz. And full magic. I'm getting some witch vibes from you. Are you into witchcraft? I'm gonna read the little story from the book. It's in Finnish, so I will read it in Finnish first and then I will translate it for you. Here I found it. Magic. Syksyn juhlan valmistautuessaan taika Keijo sytyttää tulia kurpitsalyhtyihin. Täysikuu loistaa taustalla tuoden tähän hetken lumoa ja taianomaisuutta. Kaulassaan taika Keijo kantaa onnen amulettia ja hänen hiuksissaan hohtavat punaiset marjat kertovat kypsyneistä uusista ajatuksista. Kuivunut oksa puolestaan kuvaa uskomuksia, jotka ovat menettäneet merkityksensä ja jotka Keijo voi jättää taakseen. Hän tuntee olonsa vahvaksi, suojatuksi ja turvalliseksi. So, as the Fairy of Magic is getting ready for the fall celebrations, she lights the fire inside these. I forgot to. I was going to show this card the entire time, so I'll just put it up now. So, yeah, she is setting these pumpkin lanterns up. And the full moon is shining bright on the background, making this moment just a little bit more magical. The the Fairy of Magic is carrying this lucky amulet, around her neck, and the glowing red berries in her hair represent ripe new thoughts she is having, and the dried up branch represents old beliefs that have lost their meaning and she can leave behind. She feels herself strong, protected, and safe. So yeah, I'm totally getting some witch vibes from you. You may be a baby witch, or you may have been studying the craft a little bit longer. Hold on a second. My cards are in the wrong order again. So yeah, this feels like a continuation of pile number 1. So some of you may have actually seen the pile number 1 and then maybe later come back to pile number 2. Oh, sorry. I was just gonna move a little closer, but I knocked the camera. So the pile number 1, they were like just coming out of a dark tunnel. But I feel like you have been out for quite a while now. I feel like maybe in the past you may have been kind of scared to be, like fear to be seen. I mean, you may have had a fear of being seen, or you may have had a fear of like taking up space or something. But I feel like now you're like, you know what? I'm just gonna be me. And I'm just gonna embrace who I am, and it's gonna be wonderful. I'm actually getting some vibes from It was a movie called The School of Good and Evil. And as the title says, there is a school for heroes and villains. It's the same school, but it's kind of like divided. And these two best friends, Sophie and Agatha, they are best friends, and one of them has these beautiful golden locks, and she's so kind and beautiful, and the other one is, she's a witch, and she has this, I thought it was absolutely gorgeous, this wild curly black hair, absolutely amazing. And they end up in the school for good and evil, but they are being dropped at wrong schools. So the beautiful good one is was dropped at the school for evil, and the witch was dropped at the school for good. And actually, as it turned out, that is exactly where they belonged. And there is a moment for Sophie, the good, with the golden hair, like when her hair is cut, she kind of like, and she identified herself, like her hair was a really big part of who she was, and when it was cut, she was enraged, but it also helped her sort of embrace who she was. And I kind of feel that for you a little bit. I feel like you are really connected to your shadow self in a good way though. Like I don't feel any sort of I'm sorry, I got a message from my sister about my dad, so I will just check that out really quickly. My dad is waiting for a hip replacement surgery thing, and so yeah, I had to check that out. So yeah, like you are embracing every side of yourself, and that is absolutely beautiful. Like you are embracing even the sides of yourself that, you know, maybe at one time you didn't think were lovable, but now you realize that, you know, they actually make me even more lovable. We got boundaries, and it was reversed. So let me think for a moment. Yeah, with the boundaries reserved, I feel like you may have... Oh, Jesus. Yeah, it wasn't anything too serious, so we can just keep that as it was. No, I mean, I don't need to look at that next message. So yeah, I don't even know if you can hear the buzz when my phone has messages, but you know, let me know. But yeah, so yeah, I feel like you never had a problem with boundaries, maybe, like not setting up boundaries. I feel like maybe maybe you were a little too good at setting up boundaries. I'm sorry, I got a hiccup. I feel like now you're actually kind of like starting to let people in. Like you don't need to, now that you're embracing who you are, you're not afraid to show people who you truly are and what you can be. You don't need to hide behind anyone. You take your space, you are who you are, and you are so lovable. I really love that about you. So now I feel like you're kind of like maybe lowering those boundaries a little bit, like letting people in, letting the people who you want in. I feel like that is what is happening. Like you're letting go of these old, like it said about the brand, like you're letting go of old beliefs that no longer serve you, and you're welcoming something new in. So let's see. These cards will tell me and tell you if there's something specific that needs healing or you need to concentrate on. These are some Archangel Raphael healing cards. So let's see what they have to say about you. Whoop, that was fast. Consult a nutritionist. Okay. Dear Archangel Raphael, I turn my eating over to you and ask you to guide me to foods and beverages that taste good, are fulfilling, and support my ideal health and weight. Okay. That is very similar to the one that Palnaboat 1 actually got. So it doesn't exactly surprise me, because I do feel like you guys have a lot in common, but I feel like you are quite a few steps after them. Like they are a little bit behind, but you know, they have their own journey. Oh, and it's still a monkey. I should have looked at the camera, not the table. So yeah, yeah, I feel like you're finally I feel like you have healed a lot. You've done a lot of shadow work. You're kind of like integrating with your shadow. You are working with your shadow. You're not afraid of these. You're not afraid of the past. You have made peace with a lot of things that hurt you, and you've kind of dealt with them. Like not completely, like I don't think anybody gets to do that completely, but like you've done a lot. You've done so much work. And I feel like you're in a better place now to actually start taking care of your physical self. I do feel like you are now kind of like taking care of your looks in a way that makes you feel good. Kind of like you treat yourself as you deserve to be treated. You take your space, you do your makeup the way you want to do because you want to feel like you. Does that make sense? Like you want to look as you feel inside. You want to present yourself as who you are and who you want to be seen. I feel like that is going to be really attracting to the right people. I feel like some of you may be like goths or dress up in a very specific style, and that will kind of call in those who also want to dress like that or already do. Like, yeah, like you're like a beacon. Oh, fuck off. Like these, not to you, sorry, not to you. These stupid cards just keep falling on the ground. Moving the camera a little bit. Oh, and still a little bit on this side. Just a little bit there. Sorry about what I said. It wasn't directed at you. So yeah. What was I saying? Yeah, you're like becoming a beacon for people who are searching for someone like you. And yeah, that is something that is happening for you. And a lot of people are finding you. And I also feel like maybe I'm also like feeling like maybe you are attracting the right audience. Like maybe you are making, I don't know, content. Maybe you're making some content, you're a content creator, and you felt a lot like you're not reaching the right people. This might be just for one of you or two of you. Really depends, but yeah, there's something about that. Like I'm finally reaching my people, it feels like. We have the Lovers. Relationship, emotions, choices. Yeah, okay. So I feel like you are actually connecting to the people. Like you are people. And I feel like with that comes love. In case you're single, I feel like a lot of this work that you've been doing and lowering your I don't want to say boundaries, but I you know what's around a castle, like the wall, like what is it called? I don't know. I think it's just a wall. We have a specific name for it, but in Finland, but I think it's just a wall in English. Anyway, you're kind of like lowering these walls and you're letting people in who are respectful, respect you, and serve you and, you know, kind of enrich your life in ways. And I feel like with that comes like love interests. And it could be that some of you are actually in a relationship, and that's perfectly fine, cool, good for you. So this lovers then can mean that you're actually deepening your connection. You embracing who you are is actually helping your relationship. It's actually bringing you two closer. And it's also calling those who, like your soul family, it's calling those as well. Ah, okay, so this did peek out earlier. Number 13, release. So this is actually the death card, but in this deck is called a release. Endings, transformation, and freedom. I'm not surprised. I feel like, yeah, like we've been talking about releasing old beliefs that no longer serve you, and I think you've already done this, but there is also still something to be released more still. Yeah, like there is still stuff that could do some releasing. You've done a lot, but there is still some work left to do, and yeah, I'm kind of excited for you. Yeah, this is definitely like a continuation of pile number 1. We also have 8 of fire, speed, activity, multitasking. So I feel like you are actually also waking up to your purpose. You suddenly know what you want to do with your life. Like, you know what is your purpose and how you want to work it. And I feel like you're gonna get really excited about doing it. And your life is gonna speed up in that way really fast. For some of you, I feel like you may be opening, because I just heard like an Etsy shop, like you are selling something, could be some like magical items that you will be selling. I see somebody like working with their hands, like making, I think they're like magic wands. But then I also see somebody like crafting rings and jewelry, making them with crystals and like silver. I see somebody working with silver. That is something that I see for you. Do I see something else? I see somebody reading tarot cards as well. I also see somebody using herbs and growing herbs and using them in like magical practices. I also see that some of you may be joining a coven. Some of you don't, like, depends on who you are really, but I feel like some of you will be finding your people and joining a coven, and that will be like a family to you. And then there are some people who enjoy working alone and are like solitary witches. I do feel like this is like a witch pile, like you're like a lot of you are witches, or you're really interested in it, and that is something that you would like to pursue in the future. If you have been thinking about it, I feel like, yeah, this is like a confirmation that it is indeed calling you, and that is something that you should look into. And for some of you who already knew, this is kind of like, okay, so how can I make my practice, how can I move on with my practice? Yeah, that is something that I see for some of you. Yeah, I think that's it. So let's get a final tarot card for you. Oh no, that is just no. This is unacceptable. No, not like that. Give me one last card. What is happening for my pile number 2s in winter? What is happening for them? Ooh. What is coming? I just like, you are fully embracing who you are, like stepping into it. Like, I feel like you should watch that movie. I feel like, I'm sorry I spoiled it a little bit, but yeah, like it happens in the very beginning, so it's not like a huge spoiler. So yeah, because I do see you like Sophie, and then there is a song that, you know, the Billie Eilish song, You Should See Me in a Crown. That is the song that plays when she comes out as the new her, like the, like her who has embraced her dark side. That is what plays. Yeah, you have completely embraced your who you are. It's almost like, I also hear, I've never seen, I think the series was called Rain. Not rain like weather, but rain like a queen, I guess it is, like a ruler. Anyway, there is a part, there's a little clip that I've seen that made me so interested, but I couldn't find it anywhere to watch. So there is this older woman, I feel like maybe her mother or stepmother, I don't know her, I have no idea. She tells this young queen, I guess, she's becoming, she already is or is becoming, she says to her, I miss the girl you were. And she says, many will. She was easier to kill. There is that sort of feeling here. Like, I feel like you've been hurt, you've been called names, you've been pushed to the mud, you've been broken many times in your past. You felt unloved, you felt like you were never good enough. And this is something that I actually said, because I've had a season where I felt very unloved when I was a kid. I had a really rough childhood, and there were when I was young, like in my early teens, I tried so hard to be good, to be this good little girl, to excel at school, get straight A's, be so magnificent and beautiful, and just perfect. And it was never good enough. And when I realized that, like, I was never gonna be good enough, I remember thinking, like, well, if I can't be good enough, then let's be bad enough. And that's when I had like my roughest teenage years, because I wasn't completely out of control, because we had like super strict rules, like in bed by 9 stuff, and you can't go to the fridge alone. Fucking stupid. But they were like really silly, and you can't take a shower after a certain time, and you know, you can never you know, go with friends or go to a shop or anything. Like, you always stay at home and never leave and stuff like that. So I was fighting for like basic rights that I should have as a young teen who is, well, pushing boundaries, but also like fighting for her own rights. Like, we were allowed to have 1 hour of TV or 1 hour of internet, and that was the biggest one I was trying to fight. So yeah, we have 7 fire, challenge, determination, resistance, and this is how you've been fighting them. You've been just doing you. Like, you've been resisting by doing you. You never wanted to change. I feel like you never wanted to change, like I did. I always wanted to change. I always wished I could be someone else. Like, I wished I could be like my cousin, who was so nice and beautiful and so talented and everything, so good at school. I always wanted to be her, because I was always compared to her. So yeah, I feel like you never really wanted to be anybody else. You always just wanted to be you. I don't know. I love you. I am in love with you. Oh my god. Yes. Yeah, I want to know you Oh, I forgot to cleanse the pile or the deck. So let's get you one last advice in your current situation. What do you need to hear in this present moment? Oh no! These decks are out of control. Okay. We have Seven of Autumn. Have patience and don't worry. Take time to rest and plan your next steps. A prudent investment of time or money. Oh, this could be the, yeah, this could be the purpose that I was mentioning, like you're finding your purpose, like this could be it. I feel like you may have an idea what that is, but I feel like it needs to fully mature. It is almost, but I just saw like raw berries, like the way it was described in the story was that these ripe berries in her hair, they represent new thoughts, mature new thoughts and plans. But I feel like for you, they're not quite yet ripe. You still need to think about them and make a plan for them. But I feel like there is something that you are definitely starting that is part of your journey. Now it could be like, maybe you want to create content. Maybe you want to become a tarot reader, for example. Maybe you already are. Yeah, there is something like that happening. Or the coven thing, like maybe some of you are joining coven, or maybe some of you are like baby witches or not even yet baby witches and you want to learn more. Yeah, something new is coming, something that is maturing in your brain, a new dream, thought, plan, goal that is coming for you. And with the Eight of Fire, I do see that it's almost like it catches fire fast. Like when the berry is mature, when it's ripe, you're like, okay, let's go. Like you already have a plan ready for it. Like you know exactly what you're gonna do. And things are gonna work out really fast. Like it could be like within a week of getting that thought and starting working for it, you already have everything like up and running. Everything is up and running within a week. But yeah, this is what I had for you. I really hope you enjoyed. I would really love to read for you again, and I hope I see you in my next one. Oh, also, let me know if this resonated. I really love reading your comments. Okay, bye! Hello, my beautiful pile number 3. So you chose the blue lace agate. Oh, I forgot the pile number 2 is couple chords in here. And then you picked fall, pausing. So I'm gonna read the little story in the book. I'm gonna read it in Finnish first and then in English. I'm gonna translate it to English. So, pysähtyminen. Vaiherikas ja toimintaa täynnä ollut kausi on kääntymässä syksyksi. Lehdetön puu seisoo hiljaa horisontissa ja ilma on tyyni ja seesteinen. Kei on valmis kohtaamaan syksyn tuulet ja tuiverrukset omasta sisäisestä rauhantilastaan käsin. Hän poimii kesän viimeisen ruusun ja nauttii sen lämpimästä hehkusta ja tuoksusta vielä hetken. Keijo painaa tämän ihanan aistimuksen mieleensä talven kylmyyden ja pimeyden varalle. So, the very eventful and action-packed season is turning into fall. Leafless tree stands quietly in the horizon, and the air is still and serene. The fairy is ready to face the winds of fall from the place of her inner peace. She picks the last rose of the season, or last rose of the summer, and enjoys the warm, beautiful glow of it and the scent of it just for a moment more. She memorizes this beautiful moment and is ready to face, so that she is ready to face the cold and dark of the winter. So, yeah. You desperately need some quiet and stillness. I feel like you've had a very hectic few months or even longer, and I feel like now it's the time to make some time for yourself. And you might find that suddenly you need to sleep a lot more, and it could be that you may be sleeping like a full night, like let's say 9 hours. You're sleeping full 9 hours, and then you take a 3-hour nap as well during the day, and then you go to bed again and sleep 10 hours and then have a 3-hour nap again. It's required. It's something that you need. Do not feel bad about it. It is something you desperately need. Oh crap, oh my god, the cards are out of control today. Yeah, I want to see what more is happening for you. Oh my god. And I'm gonna channel while I shuffle. So it could also be that you have a difficult decision to make, and I feel like a lot of people are rushing you into making this decision. And what I'm being told to tell you, that this is your decision. Take all the time you need. You're not in a rush, or the rush is not as big as other people make it seem. You need to take this time for yourself. You probably need to isolate as well. I wouldn't be surprised if the Hermit card came out. Okay. We have number 19, healing grief. So it could be that you're suffering from a loss of something, and or someone, and you need to grieve that. It could also be that you're grieving something other people don't understand, and they don't really get why you're not bouncing back right away. That is something that I see for some of you. Like maybe some of you lost a pet and others don't seem to get it. Like, what? That was just a cat, or that was just a bird, and they don't understand. It could be something like that. I feel like you're surrounded by people who do not understand you right now, and they're making you feel guilty for wanting to turn in and, you know, grieve and sleep. I feel like you need a lot of rest right now. There's a lot happening for you internally, and you need that rest. Yeah, so this deck is going to tell us if you need something, if something is going to help you with your healing process, or something needs healing. These messages are sometimes a little curious, so let's see what comes out. What messages do you have for my beautiful palm number 3s? Are these both coming in? Yes, they are. Okay. We have stay positive. Dear Archangel Raphael, thank you for helping me be optimistic and take the next appropriate action steps that support my health. Okay. I see. Oh, actually, we're gonna do it this way. Yeah. And then we got easy does it. Dear Archangel Raphael, please help me detach, retreat, and let go that healing can occur. Absolutely. Yeah, you need to detach, retreat, isolate, find your peace within so that you can heal. You need some healing right now. And I don't know, I feel like there are people who just don't get it. They don't understand. There's something about this, or I don't know. It could be different things for a lot of you. But I'm not getting any examples in my head right now. But I think you know what it is for you, though. I think you know exactly what it is for you. So let's get some tarot. We have strength, courage, compassion, perseverance. I feel like you will be finding your inner strength as you isolate. Like you, I'm also being told that going to a medium might help you, especially if this is a loved one that you've lost or something. I feel like there might be some unresolved things there. For some of you, it could be like an apology that you were expecting or you didn't get to say. Could be something like that. I feel like there's something left to be said. Actually, you know what? I have a deck. I have a deck for this. I have this Talking to Heaven oracle card deck, and I'm gonna pull some cards for you because I feel like this might actually help. I think I'm gonna pull 3, or well, as many as... Okay, I think that card is for you. It got stuck in the box, so I'm just taking it out. Okay. As a soul, I can be in several places at once. Where am I gonna put these cards? Here, I think. I'm gonna have that one card, but I think I'm just gonna put it like on top of something because I have another tarot oracle card that I want to use. Oh, wrong way around. Spirit guides. Is it a grandma for some of you? Maybe you lost a grandmother. There was something you wanted to say, or so you didn't want to make sure of something. Could have been a grandmother. Oh. Okay, we have Don't Be Afraid. I don't know what this first one is supposed to mean. Maybe you've been wondering like if you can feel them in different places. So I can be in several places at once. I can also check out what the meaning of the card is in the little book, but what other messages do you have? You have one more message for my pile number 3s. I am not dead. So what I think that actually means is that they are with you all the time. They haven't left your side at any point. And I feel like some of you may feel them around all the time. And they're like, yep, that's me. Hope you don't mind. That is something that I feel here. Is there something, because I just heard, like, I don't mind if you use it. Is there something that you've been wondering if you could take from theirs? Like you've been wondering if I could take something for yourself, some of their belongings or something. And they're like, I don't mind. Go ahead and take it. If you like it, take it. Anyway, let's move on with the reading then. That is just something maybe just for one of you. Maybe this resonated just for one of you. And if you know me at all, like I do my readings for that one person that resonates with my readings. I don't need my readings to resonate with a lot of people. I just care that the one person that my readings are for find my readings. So if that was for you, you will know. But if it wasn't, I'm glad you stuck around, because let's move on with the reading. Anyway, I'm getting a little more messages. Like they're like really happy. They don't hold any resentment, even if there was some. Like they're really happy. They're at peace. This is funny. I'm not even feeling like I want to cry. They're like genuinely really happy. And yeah, they want you to be able to let the grief go at some point. They want you to be able to let them go, because there's something that you might be holding on to that needs releasing. So going to a medium might actually be helpful for you. If this is, if you've suffered a loss and you really want messages for them, you may want to look into that. But, yeah, I need some more information, really. Because I do feel like you will come out of this, you will come out to the other side of this. And I feel like you will be stronger than ever, somehow. Kind of, like, it's almost like you are kind of... it's almost like you're embracing the sides of you that remind you of them. Does that make any sense to you? Like maybe it was a family member, and then you realize, like, you know, like we were really a lot alike, and you kind of embrace those sides of yourself that maybe came from her. Like maybe this person was your mother, grandmother, or father, not a stepfather, but a grandfather or something, or an aunt or something like this. I do feel that. This is really annoying. I was like, why aren't you giving me any cards? And I just heard, like, keep talking. Apparently there are a few more messages there. Let me think for a moment. I'm looking at these cards. What is the message? What I'm getting is like that owl looks like Hedwig, but I don't know how that is relevant in any way. I don't know. There is yeah, there is some sort of item that you want that belong to them, and yeah, they want you to have it. They want you to have it. If there has been a lot of people asking for that same item, they want you to have it. And then there's like a message about some sort of like a book that has recipes in it, or maybe some like recipes. Doesn't have to be in a book. Like, I don't know what that's about, but okay. So we have the star, inspiration, fulfillment, faith. Beautiful. Yeah. I feel like there's some sort of inspiration that will come out of this isolation period that you will have. And I also feel like this is somehow spiritual as well. Like, I don't know, maybe you're redefining your idea of faith in whatever you may believe in. We also have two cards. We have 3 of water. Celebration, community, friendships. So like I said in the beginning, like you may be surrounded by people who don't understand the way you need to heal, or like they may have a different way to deal with this loss, or they just don't get it either way. But I feel like you will be finding these people who know what you mean, and I feel like it might come in a way that you're not expecting. It's almost like you will be pursuing something that you haven't pursued before. It could be, oh, this thing dropped. Another card I got for you. Yeah, so I feel like you will be finding, a lot of people are finding their people in my piles at the moment. That is really amazing. I feel like we've had a really long, like collectively, we've had a really long time of like being alone and not having people who understand us. And now I feel like a lot of us collectively are finding each other. And I think that is absolutely beautiful. I feel like you are finding your people. You're finding your community. I feel like your beliefs are going to be changing for some reason or somehow. It could be that this might be again just for one of you. Maybe someone here used to be Christians or Catholic, and then you kind of turn into this side of the spirituality, and this resonates with you a little bit more, and then you have to deal with that. And this could also be the grief that you are dealing with. It could be like you are saying goodbye to your old beliefs, who you used to be. And I feel like you're finding your people through this way. You're finding your purpose in this way as well, and you're finding kind of like for example, me, I wasn't always spiritual. I think I was when I was really small. I had this little tarot cards that came in this comic book of witches that I love to read. And I would play with those little tarot cards. They were like this big though, like really tiny. Because I'm a scientist, okay? Like I study laboratory engineering at the moment. So I'm kind of in between both worlds. So it was a little bit difficult for me. Like I wasn't always spiritual. Like I was, and then I wasn't, and now I am again. Yeah, like I get you. I got it. Like it's not easy, but I feel like you are finding your people. And like look at me, like I am now reading cards that I previously did not believe in. Like I had them as a kid and I loved them, and then I grew up a little bit and thought they were bullshit, and now I'm reading tarot cards again on YouTube. Yeah, so just funny how life works sometimes. And I feel like you will be finding your purpose in this way as well. And like for me, like I don't think I'm gonna end like this is all I'm gonna do with spirituality, like career-wise. Like I want to make my own tarot deck someday. I want to draw my own tarot deck and oracle decks. I really want to do that. So it could be that you are kind of like finding your, I don't know, your way. Like you're finding your way. You may feel like you haven't had a path for a very long time, but also, now that I think of it, like this, oh my god, like they are going through a path, and now they are kind of like at the end of a path. Wow, I didn't realize that. Oh my god, also we have butterflies. Butterflies represent grandmothers, especially those that have passed on. They are often, butterflies are taken as messages from your passed on grandmother. So yeah, I feel like this strength, you will be finding yourself, you'll be finding your way, and you will kind of like find your inner strength as well. Like you're finding who you are, becoming who you really are. And this is leading you. Okay, so these definitely need to be in a different order. I think these need to be this way. No, actually, they were right. They were right. Like you're you have the courage to look into and isolate and look in and find your inner peace and kind of like discover who you are. And then you step into your power, and then you find your purpose, and you will also find these people who help you along the way, who belong in your spirit team, your tribe. We also have Knight of Earth, organized, responsible, supportive. I feel like this describes you very well. How does this come in this reading though? Organized, responsible, supportive. Ugh, sorry about that. Yellow roses too. Where have I seen yellow roses before? Oh, it was a red rose there. I feel like these cards may be connected. Here she has the last rose of the summer, and now she is in a garden of roses. It's almost like you find everything you always wanted. You will be finding your dream. And I feel like with this star card, it's almost like you're finding a new dream. You're saying goodbye to an old dream of yours. And I hear, what is that? It's from Tangled. It's when Ryder or Eugene is dying and he says, "You were my new dream." And I feel like you will be finding a new dream as well. And you will get it all. You will have it all. You will have these beautiful people who understand you and get you. You get to step in your own power and people will accept you as you are. And you will be able to make money on your, basically a hobby. I feel like some people think that it's a hobby, but no, it's a career, and it's actually a very lucrative career for you. Like, yeah, you're making it. You're gonna make it through, but you need to give yourself some grace. Give yourself some time, because this is crucial for you to rest and just detach and retreat and find yourself. It's important for you. Okay, we got 3 cards for you. Damn, yeah, this pile gets a lot of cards. So we have balance. Take everyone's input into consideration. Merge viewpoints to create better solutions. Take your time. There is no need to rush. Perfect example. And we have another lion as well. So, like I said at the beginning, that you may have people who are telling you different things, or telling you to do this or do that or do it in that way, but you really need to listen to yourself and do it your own way. But you can take those, like, they are advice, they're free advice. You can take those into consideration and find the best way for you to figure things out. We also have 6 of Summer. Children or childhood, the return of people or romances from your past, remembering events differently, in a better or worse light than how they really occurred. Okay, this could talk about that person. I feel like it is a person for some of you. You may have lost someone. This is kind of like what I'm basing this reading on, basically. So it could be that you're remembering things in a different light. It is scientifically proven that people often have like completely different memories of certain events. And they both think that that is actually how it happened. But they both have like completely different memories of it. So we have then 5 of Summer. Trust that there is a reason for everything that happens. Remove yourself from the negative emotions of others, focusing on that which frightens or worries you. Yeah, okay. I feel like your future does look very bright, because well, we had the Knight of Earth there, but also like we have you stepping into your power and finding your purpose and your new dream and finding your pupil. I think that is absolutely beautiful. And yeah, you just, yeah, you need to take a time for yourself. You need to take a moment. Sorry, I got another yawn. Sorry about that. But yeah, I think we're actually finished here. Yeah, so this is what I had for you. I really hope you enjoyed. Let me know how this resonated with you, and I hope I see you in my next one. Bye!